The rain doesn't fall. It hammers, hard, relentless, like the sky refuses to let this burial end in silence. Each drop hits the coffin with a dull, hollow sound, paulit-ulit, walang tigil. Parang pinaparamdam sa akin na totoo na to. The air reeks of wet lilies and incense, sweet, suffocating, too clean for something as ugly as death. My heels touch the marble in soft, controlled clicks. Halos nalunod sa ingay na ulan. Every step is measured, practiced. Because in the Montenegro family, even grief is performed. For the cameras, my father told me earlier, voice smooth, empty. You cry when it's useful. I won't. Not here. Not where they're watching. I walk behind my brother's casket, chin lifted, eyes fixed on the mahogany surface dulled by gray light. A drop of rain slips past the edge of my umbrella, tracing down my wrist, following the rosary wrapped tight around my fingers. He used to laugh at this. You hold that like it's a weapon, little sister. Maybe I always have. The scent of lilies thickens, clinging to my throat. My chest tightens. For a second, just one, I almost let go. Almost. Pero hindi puede. Not in front of them. A tear slips free anyway, just one, cutting through my makeup before the rain claims it, gone before anyone can point and say I broke. Or maybe they saw. Maybe they liked it. Voices drift through the storm. Poor girl. She's so composed. She looks just like him. They don't know anything. My brother deserved more than this, more than polite condolences and rehearsed sympathy. He deserved justice. Hindi ganitong palabas. My fingers curl, rosary beads pressing into my palm until it almost hurts. Good. Pain keeps me steady. Thunder rolls overhead. I tilt my face slightly, letting the rain hit, cold, heavy, unforgiving. If my makeup's ruined, I don't care. Let them see. Let them look at what they've done. Because I learned early, grief can be controlled. And composure? It cuts deeper than any blade. So I keep walking, head high, heart silent. The coffin lowers, slowly swallowed by mud and rain, and under my breath, too soft for anyone else. I'll find who did this, Kuya. My voice doesn't shake, even if I have to become worse than him. The rain drowns the words, but not the fire behind them. The crowd fades into shadows. Faces blur, voices soften. The only thing clear is the grave, dark soil swallowing polished wood. The rosary slips in my grip, wet, cold. I tighten my hold. The cross presses into my palm like something unfinished. I tell myself I'm praying, but this doesn't feel like prayer. Beneath my coat, I feel it, the cold weight against my ribs. A gun. It doesn't belong here, but neither do I. I take a slow breath, but the scent of incense and wet earth tightens around my lungs. Everything dulls, except one memory. His voice. Raven, don't come here. Static, then gunfire. It hits harder than thunder. My stomach twists, breath catching sharp in my chest. I remember the sound of him trying to breathe, then nothing. Too late. My grip tightens. You told me to stay safe, Kuya, I whisper. So paano ko gagawin yon kung wala ka na? Something inside me shifts. Quiet. Irreversible. The rosary rests against the callus on my finger, the same place a trigger would. Faith and fury blur together. I slip my hand into my coat, brushing the cold metal. Steady. Waiting. The priest's voice fades into the storm. Ashes to ashes. I don't listen, because I've already made my vow. Not to heaven, not to peace, but to blood. I'll find them, I murmur, and I'll make them wish they were buried first. Thunder answers, low, distant, almost like approval. The whispers return, soft, poisoned. Sayang, ang bata pa. They say it was a setup. Siya na papalit? The girl? The girl. Ako yun. I don't turn. I don't need to. Every word lands exactly where it's meant to. She'll break. Wala siyang tapang tulad ng kuya niya. I almost laugh. If only they knew. My gaze stays on the coffin, lips curved into something polite, controlled, the kind of smile they expect. My fingers rest lightly on the rosary. They're waiting for me to fall apart, for a scene, for a headline. They won't get it. A man beside me mutters, not as quiet as he thinks, "The Montenegro name won't survive this." My smile doesn't move, but my grip tightens. You'd be surprised what survives fire. Inside, something builds. Slow, patient. Storms don't rush. They wait. Then everything shifts. Conversations stop. The priest falters. Even the rain pauses, just for a breath. Then, an engine. Low, smooth, expensive. Everyone hears it. Everyone knows. Lucian de Vera. Umbrellas snap open outside. Footsteps follow, steady, unhurried. Then he appears. Black suit, rain trailing behind him like it belongs to him. Gun oil, bergamot. Familiar. Too familiar. I don't move, but my heartbeat betrays me. He walks down the aisle like he owns the silence. People part instinctively, giving him space. My father nods once, controlled, political. And me? I stare. Because there he is, the man who killed my brother. My grip tightens. The rosary cuts into my palm. He looks up, finds me. Just a glance, too long to be accidental. It lands like a bullet. Something inside me ignites, grief twisting into something sharper, more dangerous. He looks the same, calm, controlled. But there's something else now, something beneath the surface. And suddenly, the storm outside isn't the loudest thing in the room. I am. We lock eyes across the chapel. Everything else disappears. No crowd, no prayers, no rain, just him and me. His expression doesn't change. It never does. But I catch the tension in his jaw, barely there. I don't look away. Neither does he. The air between us hums. Rage. Recognition. Something darker. My lips curve slightly. Cold. Intentional. He holds my gaze. Of course he does. Men like him don't bow. They burn. A candle flickers, then dies. For a second, we're left in shadow, and in that darkness, his stare feels like a promise, not forgiveness. War. I kneel. Cold marble seeps through my dress, biting into my skin. My fingers brush the coffin, wet, unmoving. I should pray. That's what they expect. But I don't. I bow my head anyway. Not for God, for him. Wait for me, Kuya. My voice is softer now. I'll find him. My palm presses flat against the wood. This isn't goodbye. It's a promise.